Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some CasterMuse Narak Star League Season 4 games. In this one, it is on Eclipse, and it is between RideSky, our Terran player. This guy, you probably haven't heard of him, but he's someone that can hit top 10 on ladder. He's a very well-respected, very strong Terran player that just hasn't had a big breakout in tournament play yet. And his opponent is Yabsab, who you're a little bit more likely to have heard of. He's been super active on the tournament circuit. In one ACS, he got top 4, ended up getting defeated by Scan in the round of 4, and then won the very last ACS tournament, the Africa Challengers League, or Series. And yeah, he's a really, really good Zerg. Definitely respected as one of the better Zergs in the world. And you're going to see that in his Mutalisk Micro, I think. So the map is Eclipse, which gives us some really awesome Terran versus Zergs, but I would say it's probably just slightly Terran favored. We'll see what Yabsab has up his sleeve to make this work out. Of course, both these guys super active on the ladder, so they get a lot of practice in this. And you know, I think that's something that's very helpful, having as many tournament maps in the pool as you can possibly get, because that's going to give these up-and-comers so much practice on for matches like this, basically. Now, Yabsab sending a drone out pretty quickly for a scout here. He was just checking some of the prox locations. You can build here, you can build here, so he checks those out. This Overlord going around the bottom, and yeah, he'll get in and see, okay, it's just going to be a wall in here with only a hole at the top. So Zergling pressure really not going to do anything for Yabsab this game. And RideSky actually taking a gas. Let's see if the drone goes up to actually check. This is an interesting play, because it might take a long time for Yabsab to actually figure out, if he does not go into the main base, that this is a gas opener. And if you can ever like sneak a Vulture out without your opponent knowing, they're going to be in trouble. But look, here we go. The drone coming up, and he's going to see that it is, in fact, a gas. And that'll let him know that he needs to get his sunken colony up before any vultures can get out. So, very nice scouting. Yabsab going to be very happy with himself finding that. In the meantime, back at home, it looks like just a regular 2-hatchery opener with a quick gas. The Overlord going around the long way as to not be picked off by Marines to take its spot above the natural. First Marine going to be coming out, and there's the factory. And from here, we'll have to see from RideSky. You know, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can do a 1-1-1 build, where you just go for a single starport, barracks, and factory, and get a bunch of tech units out. And eventually, you'll go into bio from there. You could go into the Goliath build, which is super popular. One of the easier builds that Terran has. And you could go into something crazy like 2-port Wraith, which definitely is not as popular. I'd be pretty surprised to see something like that. Well, the SCV getting a scout off, seeing pretty normal as far as the layer timing. He saw the hatchery, he knows pretty much what's up here for Yabsab. Nothing out of the ordinary. So he can just kind of proceed as he had planned. Of course, you want to keep the SCV alive just to double check and see how many Zerglings are being produced. See if there's a Hydralisk den coming down or anything like that. Of course, we don't see anything like that and don't expect to either. Now, the factory's done. Where are we going from here? RideSky going into a starport immediately. Now, normally you do make a Vulture right away. And if you don't show a Vulture, I wonder how that'll change how Yabsab plays. Now, Yabsab has to get the sunken colony up no matter what, right? Like, he's getting this up just in time to make sure that nothing can happen to him. And actually, with only a single Marine at the front and no Vulture being made by RideSky, 2 Zerglings attacked into the single Marine and get up here and scout starport. That is so incredibly important, I have to say, right? Like, RideSky was trying to be extra greedy, and Yabsab forces his way in with the cheapest investment ever, and he knows that, for instance, there's probably going to be a Wraith coming out pretty quickly, which is a huge amount of intel. So, RideSky, his greed not paying off this time. Now, the Spire is going up, the Sunk already ready. And yeah, I guess he's just going to ride out the supply block. Sometimes you'll see players get like a quick Hydralisk den up to make a couple Hydras to protect their Overlords, but in this case, it's very likely that the Wraith will kill probably 2 before the Mutas are out, and he'll eat those losses, which is another choice. You definitely can do that. Now the Vulture actually scouts no third base, and he sees another Overlord, so he has another location to check. I like the macro hatch in front, just kind of blocking anything from trying to run in. And here comes the Wraith. Let's see what he can end up finding with that. Engineering bay as well as an armory coming up. So engineering bay for some turrets. The armory is going to be specifically to get some Valkyries out to help counter the Spire. Which, yeah, it's a pretty popular play, honestly. You definitely do see people do this. Now, he goes after that first Overlord that he confirmed with his Vulture. So that one will die. This one, kind of a random place. This one, this looks like it's out in the open, but this is a very sneaky place. You would never think to look here with your Wraith. Normally, you'll check over this area, and then you'll just head south, right? A lot of times, Overlords retreat along edges and whatnot. So just the fact that it's sitting here, it's such a randomization of where that Overlord is at. It's very unlikely for him to find it. All right, so the Scourge coming out. They're going to push the Wraith back, so Overlord hunting season is over. Muta's now joining the fray. Starting to fly up, but we should have some turrets for RideSky. Has his first Valkyrie out as well. It's so important that the Valkyrie does not get hit by the Scourge. There's a possibility we see yabsab just dive in and go for it, because if he can kill that first Valkyrie, things can snowball out of hand for RideSky. Now he flies up around the edges. Of course, the Valkyrie not showing itself yet. The turrets are not enough to keep this group off of it. We have a bunker up with 4 Marines. Very nice. Second Valkyrie is going to be popping out. That's when he can really start to fight a little bit. +1 started, as well as the Academy. We'll see some barracks thrown up pretty quickly thereafter. And here come those mutas. Some harassment is in order. All right, going to start hitting some of these here. And look at this. Oh, nice micro there. But one of them slides back in and gets picked off. That happens. You know, the micro with Valkyries, basically you go forward and then you click them back on a patrol move, which makes them slide backwards while firing. And we saw one slide backwards while firing. The other one slid back and then kind of slid forwards while firing. So he loses one of the Valkyries right off the bat. And that is an expensive unit to have picked off by Scourge right off the bat. So a nice opener here from yabsab so far. Definitely, I feel like he is just slightly ahead after that Valkyrie kill, but it's nothing that would decide the game. Now 2 Valkyries are out. A third one being made. A lot of barracks coming up. And we're going to see, basically, RideSky try to make a lot of Marines and Medics and just walk out onto the map immediately. With 3 Valkyries, he should be able to hold Mutas back pretty well. Now, another beautiful micro move right there. A ton of damage being put down. The Scourge try to connect. They're not going to be able to. And the Scourge solo, they'll actually die to the next Valkyrie volley. So that was what RideSky was looking for. Some great defense from him here. Third hatchery, or third base rather, for yabsab is up. He's on 4 hatchery production. That +1 carapace is on the way. We don't really see what his plan is. Oh, a queen is being made right now. This is very exciting. The hive coming up as well. 2 queens. And I think what we're going to see is just ensnare. Yep. Ensnare coming up. Okay, so this is really exciting, guys. Ensnare on the way. And well, this is a spell that I think a lot of people are excited about seeing kind of join into the metagame. It's very rarely used. You know, you have to upgrade it. Queens are a little bit more expensive than Mutalisks. But in a situation like this, it can be fantastic. You're trying to counter the Mutas very hard here with the Marine Medic Valkyrie. But what Ensnare does is it slows the movement speed, but it also basically, it slows the shooting speed as well on Marines. So it kind of nullifies stim, and then it makes it so the Valkyries can't get away. Oh, but he's got to be careful here. He's going to take a ton of damage from those Valks. Ooh, a little bit wasteful before he's really ready to hit those ensnares. But yeah, it looks like it's just going to be Mutaling with Ensnare. Oh, this is really exciting stuff. A siege tank is on the way. Siege mode as well, so he wants to break through the sunken colonies with that. Science vessel going to be coming out. There's no lurkers or anything, but obviously, you know, he wants to break through those sunks. Not many sunkens out, to be honest. I would prefer that he spends more on tech units rather than those siege tanks. I'm not sure what the tanks are going to get done for him, but here we go. A lot of mutas out. Where are those queens right now? Where are they hiding? Okay, there they are. A place you would never scan. Looks like he's going to have 2 ensnares ready. Okay, jumping on top of the Valks. 1 or 2 Valks actually end up falling there. So just 1 left over. So all he's going to do right now is eliminate this 1 army. Let's see if he can do it. The two queens going to be ready, going to be flying in. Sunken's being thrown down to slow him. And here we go. It's ensnare time. One ensnare goes down, and he's starting to come out right now. The second ensnare coming up in the back, a flank of those Zerglings as well. And with all the mutas coming down and the Valkyries eliminated, it looks like the ensnare strategy is going to end up working here. The Siege Tank will get picked off as well. Nothing of consequence lost here for yabsab. And that means that RideSky is in a terrible spot. He is working on +2 attack against the incoming Ultralisk tech. And he's slightly ahead on upgrades in that regard. So there's still a possibility for him this game. We should point that out. The most important thing is to keep up your attack upgrades with those Zerg Carapace upgrades when your opponent is going for the Ultras. Now, the Queens pose another problem altogether. He's probably going to want to utilize Irradiate to get rid of those Queens, if possible. But it's going to be hard because he has to find the Queens first. And the Queens should sit way back in a defensive posture while yabsab waits for RideSky to come to him. And with Ensnare on it, I mean, this is something we've even seen at the top ASL Championship level, where Ensnare can destroy when you have Ultralisks against those Marines, because they really utilize Stim. They need the Stim to kill off the Ultras. So it's a tough position for RideSky. Definitely, I'm not envious of the spot that he's in here against yabsab. Ultras are starting to be produced. 5 Ultras right now. A 4th base being taken. This is what RideSky must kill. He can play heads up right now with 2 base against the 3 of yabsab, but he cannot allow this base to be taken, especially with the double geyser. You will just die if you don't kill that. So we're going to need to see him come out. He needs a lot of Marines. He has a lot of barracks right now. He's up at 8 racks producing. Unfortunately, taking a lot of damage here from those mutas. Some great harassment kind of late on that SCV pull. He's going to need to utilize some irradiates. Might want to put a turret down as well. All right, coming back in. And there we go. A very good irradiate. Very hurt mutas. Ooh, not a very good split. But honestly, the mutas, they don't really matter as much anymore. They've really gotten their value this game thus far anyways. All right, +2 attack is done. He needs to get that +3 started unless he's going to go all in. And you can see the Ultralisk Zergling army is growing. That Carapace upgrade still coming forward. If he can hit before that additional Carapace upgrade is done, 3 Carapace Ultras don't do as well against +2 Marines. Like, you can actually kill those off pretty well, but his army's very small. With Ensnare, this is a yabsab victory, I think. All right, let's see. The Ultras backing up. We have a flanking set of Zerglings right here. The Queen's getting ready in position. And we are going to have quite the fight coming up. Okay, here we go. Ensnare coming down. Gets one. He irradiates one of them. A couple ensnares. Oh my god. Gets another one down there as well. And here come the Ultras. Here come the Zerglings as well. The Stims are being cast. But so many Ultras on top of everything. They do have that +4 Carapace, and they are going to eliminate everything here. And that is going to be that. GG. yabsab takes down RideSky.